Good evening, everybody. On this pleasant Tuesday night from the Hawks Nest in Sandy, Utah, we welcome you to this presentation of Alta Hawks basketball presented by Opal Luxury Services. Tonight, the Alta Hawks get set to celebrate senior night as they take on the Westside Panthers. And with Mike Christensen on the camera, joined by his son Jude tonight, Alexander Timolip flying solo with you along for the ride here at Alta High School. The Hawks come in once again, ranked the number 23 team in the nation according to USA Today's Super 25 rankings. They will also be shorthanded tonight as they will not have the services of point guard Ace Reiser, who is injured. That means Bo Compton will be starting in his place tonight. 4 of the 5 will be seniors in the starting lineup here tonight for the Alta Hawks. Alta, of course, coming off that win at Highland last Friday, surviving really to get their 20th win of the season. They've reached the 20-win mark under Travis Orm for the second straight year tonight. And a win here would see them clinch a share of the region crown with just 3 games left to go following tonight. Other side for West, it's been a trying year to say the least for head coach Dwayne Boudreau. They've been trying their hardest. But last Friday against Brighton, they were no match the Panthers were. Elijah Albertson, the only West Panther in double figures with 18 points in the loss. However, they have been improving slowly throughout the season, these West Panthers, and there is a lot to like about this Panthers team heading into next season. Turn toward that Alta student section. A lot of red here tonight. And you can rest assured it's going to be a sea of red in the playoffs when teams come play this team. Alta again reaching the 20-win mark for the second straight year in 3 seasons under head coach Travis Orn. The defending 5A state champions remaining number 1 in the 5A RPI coming into this week. They're also number 23, according to the USA Today Super 25, a nationally recognized ranking. Again, Bo Compton starting in place of the injured Ace Reiser. He has Dash Reiser, Goodfellow, Doliak, Johnson in the starting lineup. Chachi Pan, Albertson, Isaiah Suesue, Philip Ladua, and Ju Gatwek. It'll be Gatwek and Johnson tipping it up here at center. And it rolls through a bunch of traffic out of bounds. Where is it going? And the officials say it will go toward the black shirts. Pretty full house for a Tuesday night here at the Hawks Nest. Out of bounds it goes. It'll go back to the Alta Hawks. Remember, the Hawks, last time we were in this building, forced 18 turnovers against the East Leopards back when we were doing a game here. Just underway here on this Tuesday night. Here's Reiser around the screen on the roll to the basket. Doliak had that one blocked, but it ricochets in. And it's an early 2-0 lead here for Alta. It accounts all the same. Here's Elijah Albertson again, the only one to score in double figures last week on Friday for West. There's Isaiah Suesue back to Albertson. Suesue, of course, just committed to Utah as a quarterback of note, as Gatwek misses that one off the glass, and here comes Johnson running up ahead. There's Goodfellow running with a left hand. Nice finish. Going away from the basket. And it's an early 4-0 lead here for the Hawks. Suesue, 6'4", 200-plus pounds. He's going to be a great addition to that offense for head coach Kyle Whittingham up at Utah. Was also recruited by the University of Hawaii of note as Johnson, another Utah commit, comes the other way. Puts up the hook shot, and it rattles through. And an early 6-0 lead here for Alta. Here's Chachi Pan, another one of the standouts on the football field this season for Junior Solovi. He was a very reliable target for Isaiah Suesue on the football field. Especially on third downs. He was a key cog in that comeback win over Brighton in early October. Here's Ladua to Pan off the cut and banks it in, and that's the first one of the game for West. And meanwhile, Compton gets out, but he gets capped by Gatwick, but no one there to help out on the rebound. It's put back up and in by Johnson. And already a timeout is signaled by Dwayne Boudreau. It is a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here. Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Alta Hawks basketball is presented by Opal Luxury Surfaces. If you have marble countertops and they stain and etch easily, you don't want to worry anymore about it. Just contact Opal Luxury Surfaces on social media or opalluxurysurfaces.com and see how their state-of-the-art stone sealer can change your life. Mention the Rewind Sports Network and this ad to receive $200 off your next consultation with Opal Luxury Surfaces. Alexander Timolit flying solo along for the ride with you here at Alta High School, with Mike Christensen on the camera, Jude Christensen joining him alongside this evening. As expected, all Alta here early on, 8-2. Suesue guns that one across. Pan trying to fire that one into the paint. Now it's taken away. Bit of a mix-up there in traffic, but Johnson leaves it behind and is able to sneak in the back door and smooch it home. So a fast break that looked like it was going nowhere gets some traction. Another steal here as Johnson comes up and pulls up on the nice feed there from Goodfellow. And it's already a 10-point lead here for the Hawks. Already 3 turnovers for West. And if I had the ability to do stats, I would say probably the fast break points are probably 10-0, I would think right now, because it looks like Alta's just getting anything they want in transition. DeMarcus Cornet checking in here for the Panthers. Early sub here by Dwayne Boudreau, trying to find some traction. Gatwick comes to a stop, trying to find the cutting Cornet, able to get the shot off, but left it short. Johnson, the rebound, looking to throw it ahead. He finds Compton. He's got a man underneath. Goodfellow, he finds him and scores. A 14-2 lead here for Alta, as they are just running roughshod right through this West defense early on. Zach Papke getting set to check in. He was having a bit of back trouble during the JV game, had to come out. But he looks like he was okay coming in from the signal from warm-ups. Here's Cornet down in the post, back to Suesue, tries the open 3. That rattles won't go, and the rebound comes down to Doliak. It's 4-on-2. Doliak kicks it, corner, Goodfellow, 3. No. And Gatwick clears the rebound. West hasn't scored in almost 3.5 minutes now. They've only had 1 field goal through the first 5 minutes of this ball game. Or 1 made field goal, I should say, in the first 5 minutes of this ball game. Here's a nice scoop off the glass. Great move that time from Chachi Pan. Showing off his speed on the offensive and the defensive end. Goodfellow for 3. Once again rattles out and Gatwick the rebound. Suesue takes a bump, lost control of it though. But he's able to somehow fight through it. Almost got it back though. A great hustle there from Bo Compton to get it over to Doliak. (14-4) in favor of Alta, just underway here. Here is Dash Reiser to the basket. Left it short. Doliak does as well. Rebound fumble through traffic. And again, the hustle from Goodfellow. Taps it down low. But here comes Pan out in front of the pack, and he'll go up and scoop it off the glass and in. So that helter-skelter sequence ends with West getting the basket, and it's an 8-point game as we approach 2.5 minutes to go. Reiser, dash, kicks it out. Doliak, open three, cha-ching! Great pick and pop there from Carter Doliak. And the first three-pointer of the game belongs to the Hawks at 17-6. On the block, here's Gatwick. Gatwick trying to turn. Nice hook off the glass. That won't go. Doliak the rebound. Here's Goodfellow out in front. Goes up strong. That one goes! And the foul! The circus shot right off the top of the backboard and in. I wonder if they're going to count that, though. The officials are all coming over. If the shot hits the shot clock, it is not supposed to count. By rule, it is not supposed to count if it hits the shot clock, and they are not going to count it. So good catch there by the back umpire coming up from the back. The basket will not count because it hit off the shot clock. By rule, it is a dead ball. So instead of one free throw, Goodfellow will have two. And the first shot on the way rattles and goes. Rewind Sports Network, and our coverage of Alta Hawks basketball is presented by D2D Millionaire, who's been helping lawn care, landscaping, and everything in between since 2003. Find out if your home service company can benefit from a door-to-door program by going to lennygray.com for more information. Proud sponsor of all Alta free throws this season. Here's Chachi Pan, who has all 6 West points here so far. No one has scored any other points. Doliak matched up on Albertson. Gets it back to Pan, 13 on the shot clock. Drives to the basket, hard, and scores. So Pan has all 8 of West's points here so far. Great drive against the much longer Johnson and the bigger Papke. Johnson, deep three, bingo! That was from well outside the three-point line. I dare say that was probably from where college three-point line is. He shot that from the S in the Hawks logo. Chachi Pan zooming down the lane. Misses it. Rebound is captured by Doliak. Got a little too greedy right there. His pass picked up by Albertson as we hit 1 minute to go here in the quarter. Ladua to the basket. And a foul. Doliak the foul, his first, team first. And it'll put Philip Ladua on the line. And his first free throw is good. Matt McKee checks in here for the Hawks. Isaiah Suesue checks back in, placing Elijah Albertson as the second shot by Ladua goes. And it makes it a 22-10 West, or rather Alta lead here. Bo Compton set to check back in. Again, no Ace Reiser tonight for Alta, out with an injury. Johnson behind the screen. Rattles that three out. And the rebound is captured by Suesue. And here comes Cornet for the trailer Pan. Ladua catches high in the post. Turnaround shot. Got it. Philip Ladua with 4 quick points, and this will be the last possession of the first quarter. In the posters, Doliak turns, hooker, got it. Right over the top of Philip Ladua, 5 seconds. Chachi Pan slowly bringing it up, launches from deep. That is off the mark, and that is it for the first 8 minutes. Alta doubling up West here with a strong start early on. We'll be back after this word from UCCU on the Rewind Sports Network. On Friday, the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Alta Hawks basketball returns as the 5A frontrunners take on the Olympus Titans. Coverage starts 7 p.m. on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com with Dane Stewart on the call. Hey folks, if you love your marble countertops and if you're afraid of letting others use them, Opal Luxury Services can take care of that with their state-of-the-art stone sealer technology. Find them online at opalluxuryservices.com or on social media. And mention this ad and the Rewind Sports Network to receive $200 off. Alexander Timolet flying solo with you here at the Hawks Nest here in Sandy, Utah, from the foot of the Wasatch Mountains, with Mike Christensen on the camera and Jude Christensen alongside him for the ride. Again, no ace riser in the lineup for the Hawks tonight, but they've done pretty well without him so far in doubling up the West Panthers. Here is Johnson driving on the baseline. Nice cut by Matt McKay, and he lays that one in. Elijah Albertson, the leading scorer for West this season at 15.6 points a game, has still not scored. Chachi Pan has 10 points, or rather has 8 points, and Philip Ladua has 4. Nobody else has scored thus far for West. Here is DeMarcus Cornet, 13 on the shot clock. Nice cut to Chachi Pan. Wild shot. That doesn't go, and the rebound is captured here by Compton in transition. One more touch-up. They tried to go for Doliak on the lob, but it didn't work out. And then that pass is stolen by McKay. And Doliak fumbles it out of bounds. It'll go back to the West Panthers. So the Hawks getting a little sloppy here in the early goings of the second quarter. Talked with Travis Orn before the game, too, about the emotions of senior night. You want to stay in the moment. You don't want to get caught up in anything too extreme. You want to make sure you enjoy the time you're given on the court. Ladua, turn around in the post. That doesn't go. Johnson the rebound, looking to outlet. Nice pass up the court. McKee goes up. Basket won't go, but a foul on the floor prior to that. Foul call on Chachi Pan, his second. I want to bring you up to date on a score we're watching right now. Speaking of risers, Isaiah Riser and his Copper Hills Grizzlies currently leading 24-12 over Mountain Ridge, as Jax Johnson has that three partially blocked. Again, Copper Hills looking for their first win in region play. They are still looking for their first one, but they have been close, like a lot of the teams in 6A have been this year as far as region wins have been concerned, as Cornet gets capped right there by Compton. Lead out pass a little too far for even that quarterback, Matt McKay, to get two. Out of bounds it goes. It'll travel back to the West Panthers. Approaching 6 minutes to go here in the first half. It is 26-12 in favor of Alta. Here are the noisemakers in the background, the duck horns, as Albertson banks that one in, and that's his first field goal of the night. Leading score for West at 15.6 points a game. Johnson around a couple of screens, back to Doliak. Compton, nice crossover, gets to the basket, count it, and the contact. Boy, he just ran right past Isaiah Suesue, or rather DeMarcus Cornet.
His first, second.
That's the second call on West in the quarter, and it'll put the senior Bo Compton on the line, as Alta continues to double up.
I've been asked, student body, no noisemakers. Sorry. If you have a nose blinker over there, please put it away. At the line for your Hawks, Bo Compton.
Bo Compton on the line again, shooting two shots, or one shot rather, to complete the three-point play. Luke Ray, the PA announcer, just announcing that apparently the noisemakers were not allowed. I thought they were, but apparently not. Largest lead for the Hawks has been as many as 14 points just a few minutes ago, and now it's up to 15. This is their largest lead as they continue to double up West. Nice cut to the basket. Gakwe left that one off the mark, no good, and a late foul called. As we're going to have a goaltend called against Jackson Johnson for hitting the backboard. Approaching 5 minutes to go here. First half, 29-16 in favor of Alta. Goodfellow along the baseline, drives, shovels it. Compton wide open. It doesn't go. Johnson higher up than everybody else for the rebound. Finds Goodfellow, but he hits the bottom of the backboard, and here comes Ladua. Ladua, nice hesitation. Gets the mismatch. Little hook shot. Left it short over right shoulder. Johnson the rebound. Lead toss for Compton. Goes in. Misses that one. Probably freaked out by Gatwick coming right behind him. Albertson for three. He leaves that one short. Gatwick trying to tip it up. That won't go. Fight for the rebound, and it goes back to Alta.
Out of bounds, Hawks basketball.
That's two big boys under there. 6'7" Gatwick, 6'8" Johnson.
Checking in for the Panthers.
So, once again, like last Friday against East, credit the West Panthers. They are hanging around here in the early going and showing a lot of spunk. On the baseline, Goodfellow. Compton, back out. Reiser for three. Off the mark, and Sue up higher than everybody else for the rebound. To who else but Chachi Pan. That's a connection I think a lot of Rewind football fans were familiar with, as Sue throws that one to an open corner. Alta a little bit all over the place defensively. Here is Ladua. He leaves that hook shot short again, and Johnson the rebound. Goodfellow back to Reiser. Dash cross court. And Papke for three. Off the back heel, tip up by Johnson, out of bounds. And it is West basketball. So 3 minutes, 35 seconds officially left here in the first half. Ladua will take a seat. And checking in for him is Siua Taulaki, number 14. One of the seniors that was honored pregame. .323 left to go here, first half. Taulaki in the high post. Lost control of the dribble, fight for it. And eventually a reach and foul is called on Taulaki.
Foul on the play. This foul's on number 14. C.E. Taulaki, excuse me.
Back in Doliak for the Hawks. 3 team fouls now on West with 3 minutes and 14 officially left on the clock here in the first half. Alta now going through a scoring drought. They haven't scored in almost 2.5, 3 minutes. Kaiser. Papke, Goodfellow, blocked by Gatwick. Probably a little too casual with it. Sue up the floor. Gatwick couldn't control it. Saves it though to Sue. And back out it comes to Pan. So Gatwick already with 3 blocks here in the first half. Pan a 2-pointer. Off the mark, here comes Dash Reiser. Reiser dashing through traffic on the I-15, shovels it to Johnson, back to Papke. Little floater in the lane. He leaves that short. Tipped out though to Dash. Johnson, flyby, 3-pointer. No, tip up and in by Goodfellow. And the first basket for Alta in almost 3 minutes. And it gets their lead back to their largest of 15. Under 2 to go here in the first half. And with the screen, threw that one a little bit in front of Gatwick, and a turnover. And then Sue hustling back for the ball, gets the steal. Here comes Pan. Pan 2-on-2 up the floor. Back to Gatwick, fumbles it. Now goes to work on Doliak. And Albertson will get the kick, but turns that one over. Papke back to Goodfellow, reverse layup. And this now the latest largest lead here for Alta. Elijah Albertson just 2 points here in the first half. Chachi Pan's been shouldering the load with 8. Philip Ladua has 4. Albertson on the cut. Here comes Gatwick to the basket. Count it at 1. Foul called on Jax Johnson. That'll be his second with under a minute to go here in the first half.
Jackson Johnson, that's his first.
Be his first, excuse me.
He's first of the quarter. Top save both ways.
Sue, Taulaki out for West. Hugh Gatwick at the line now to complete the three-point play. And he does. 56.3 and rolling here in the first half officially. Alta's led by as many as 17 points. Into the post, Doliak underneath. Great slip to the basket to break down that zone. And this will be more than likely West's last possession here of the first half. Albertson against Compton. Albertson, step back jumper, left that short. Gatwick trying to go for the rebound. Compton's got a man out run front. Goodfellow all the way in. Rolls that one off the rim. Rebound chased down though by Papke. Compton closed out pretty quickly by Cornet. 10 seconds. Reiser. Compton for 3. Tip up. No good. And that will do it for the first half. So we've reached halftime here at Alta High School. Alta getting whatever they want in transition. And it's been a good senior night so far here for the Hawks. They lead 35-19 at the end of 16 minutes. We like to remind you the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Alta Hawks basketball is presented all season long by Opal Luxury Services. And it's also combined with our coverage all season long with Igloo Outfitters, the coziest, comfortable, wearable sleeping bag that has you covered for both the chilly days and nights. We reach halftime once again here at Alta. Our score 35-19 in favor of the Hawks on this senior night. Be back with the second half after this word from our sponsors here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Apologize for that technical difficulty and the delay that we had as Carter Doliak knocks down that 3. We're having some issues with our connection, but it should be resolved now thanks to Vince Francis offsite in Salt Lake for helping us take care of that, as that 3 is no good. Jax Johnson clears the rebound. Here comes Dash. Reiser behind a couple of screens, kicks it out. Compton, corner 3, cha-ching! And this now the latest largest lead of the night for Alta as Dwayne Boudreau will take a timeout. So let's catch you up on what you missed. It's a full timeout, but we will keep it directly here. We want to apologize again for the technical delay. That's your score right now that Mike Christensen is showing you here on the scoreboard because we're in a timeout here. West started fairly well with a couple of buckets by Chachi Pan and Philip Ladua down low, but the three-point shooting prowess of the Alta Hawks showing themselves once again throughout this night. Hey, if you're tired of stressing over ruining your marble countertops, it stops now with Opal Luxury Services. Find us online or on social media and mention this ad on the Rewind Sports Network for $200 off. Bringing you up to date on some other scores around the state we're currently watching. Copper Hills leads Mountain Ridge 42-31. That's in the third quarter. And the game of the night over in Layton right now in the north of Utah. The Layton Lancers and the Davis Darts, the Battle of Davis County. They just started the third quarter. Layton leads by 1, 46-45, just halfway through the third quarter. Skyridge and Lone Peak are set to tip off in about the next 5 minutes. It'll be the last game that'll be going on here tonight. Meanwhile here, Alta up by quite a good margin. Chachi Pan, nice drive. And he has been quite a good find here scoring tonight for the West Panthers. It's a 16-point lead for Alta. Doliak. Dash. On the curl, here's Johnson pull-up. Off the mark, Gatwick flying in for the rebound, as he has been doing all night long, seemingly, for the West Panthers. Philip Ladua, step back three on Johnson. That one is off the mark. Chasing down the rebound, though, is Pan. He charges in, trying to be too unselfish with it, going up against Doliak, and Johnson comes up with a steal. Nice toss ahead. Goodfellow down the floor. Very hard to stop that when Johnson is in full flow. And this equals Alta's largest lead of the game. 3 and counting here in the third quarter. Again, if the score goes over 35 points, we'll have a running clock in the fourth quarter, which will only stop on timeouts and fouls. And it can only stop, and it can only go back to normal timing rules if the game gets within 14. 7 on the shot clock. Pan puts up a rush three, rattles it in. Now that was from way back beyond the three-point line. And again, he's been a good find for this West team tonight. It's a 15-point lead. Goodfellow trying to answer back. No, Doliak trying to fly in to get the rebound. Johnson gets clacked on the arm and a foul.
This foul is assessed number 15, Eli Albertson. That's his first.
Elijah Albertson picks up the foul, his first. Jax Johnson will head to the line to shoot 2. Again, the Utah commit splashes the first. We'd like to remind you all Alta free throws this season are presented by D2D Millionaire. From roofing to carpet cleaning and every home service in between, Door-to-Door Millionaire helps home service companies build successful programs. Schedule a free consultation with Door-to-Door's own Lenny Gray today at lennygray.com. Johnson hits both free throws, and it's a 17-point lead here for Alta. Alexander Timolip flying solo with you here this evening, along with Mike Christensen on the camera. And son Jude tagging along for the ride. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties we had at the start of the third quarter. Our connection went out to our encoder, and we had to reconnect our encoder. 10 on the shot clock here for Pan. Pan, and he gets fouled on the reach-in on the baseline. Foul called on Bo Compton for the shove, his second. Rather, that's his first, team second. Not a lot of whistles here tonight between these two squads as Albertson pulls up from the corner, and it's a three. That's just his second field goal of the game. And he's got 5 points. Chachi Pan, again, has been shouldering the load most of the way here for West. Reiser shakes and bakes, pulls up, left it short. Rebound is captured. Loose pass, though. No one was paying attention. Out of bounds it goes. Cornet trying to contest that it was tipped. It was not. Ladua comes out.
That ball's out of bounds. Hawks basketball.
Unfortunate turnover, too, for West. But going the other way, they had numbers, and they could have had a chance to cut it to as close as they've been in a while. Johnson drives, floater from the baseline. Chachi Pan brings it up now. Minute and 19 seconds left here in the third quarter. Albertson, Gatwick, looks around, gets blocked by Johnson. What else is new? Johnson, step back for three. Bingo! Offense to defense. It's just what he does. And this now is the largest lead of the night for the Hawks. Ladua trying to answer back. Does. Beautiful feed into the corner there from Chachi Pan. Meanwhile, here's McKay going up. That will not go, but a foul. 41 3/10 officially on the clock. We'll see if it's a shooting foul or not. It is not. Of course, remember that Matt McKee was the quarterback that beat West earlier this season. So Chachi Pan getting a little bit of in-your-face vengeance right there, at least for the moment, to stop the fast break. Reiser for three. That one rattles off the rim, off the scoreboard, and in again. So that is a dead ball. It'll go back to the Panthers. 35 7/10 officially on the clock. Closest West has been 12 points. Eli Albertson checks in. Sue out. And this will likely be the last possession of the quarter. Credit the West Panthers. They've hung around and they've kept it within striking distance for most of the game. Chachi Pan has been shouldering most of the load offensively here for the Panthers. Here's Ladua. Ladua against Johnson. Off the curl from down deep, here's Albertson. 10 on the shot clock, 10 on the game clock as well. Slip pass is picked up by Johnson. 4 against 1. Johnson, dish to dash. No! Offensive rebound, that won't go. Fight for the rebound. Compton up with it again. Left it short, and that's the end of the quarter. Welcome back, everyone, to the Rewind Sports Network and our coverage of Alta Hawks basketball presented by Opal Luxury Surfaces. Hey, if you're worried about your countertops getting scratched and stained because you're scared to, and making you scared to use it, Opal Luxury Services has the solution. Get the marble you want and don't worry about the staining and etching. Contact him today or online or on social media and mention this ad to receive $200 off. A couple of score updates we want to bring you here on the Rewind Sports Network as we're winding down the night. Davis leads Layton by 1 at the end of the third quarter as we're watching right now. You can watch that game with Dane Stewart. And also Copper Hills and Mountain Ridge bring you up to date on that one. Copper Hills was leading earlier by 11, but a 9-0 run by the Ridge has seen them shave the deficit down to just 2 with under a couple of minutes to go in the third quarter. You can catch that game on the Rewind Sports Network right now. And again, Lone Peak and Sky Ridge boys basketball tipping off right now over on channel number 3 as we have a foul away from the basketball. To start the fourth quarter, Alexander Timolet flying solo alongside Mike Christensen on the camera. Jude Christensen, his son, tagging along for the ride here on this senior night here at Alta High School as Jax Johnson breaks set off the inbound on the lob from Dash Reiser. And this equals the largest lead of the night for the Hawks. Again, Alta coming in number 23 in the country according to today's USA Today Super 25 rankings. The new rankings are not officially released yet, which I find was interesting. Foul on the rebound as Albertson misses that 3. Alta will play Olympus on Friday. You can catch that game on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com with Dane Stewart. And also on Friday, Tyler Gibb and I will be at Corner Canyon as the Grizzlies of Copper Hills take on Corner Canyon in a Region 2 showdown. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, your home for Copper Hills basketball presented by Jiffy Lube as Johnson is hacked going to the basket. Johnson, one of the 4 seniors that was honored prior to tonight's game, along with Ace Reiser, Carter Doliak, Carter Goodfellow, and Bo Compton. Again, 4 of the 5 seniors in the starting lineup for Travis Orn as Johnson misses that free throw off the back heel. Coach Orn, talking to me before the game, said he's extremely blessed and extremely lucky to be having such a great time being around such great kids. And he says there's not a day that goes by that he'll miss all of them dearly when they graduate here in April. But he knows the job's not done yet. Nice cut to the basket. Ladua. Again, no ace riser tonight for Alta, out with an injury. But given the fact that Jax Johnson has been carrying the load offensively, it's hard to say that Alta's really missed a beat as that goaltend is called there on Ladua. Count the basket there for Dash Riser. Bo Compton checks in, and that will likely be the end of Dash Riser's night with 6 minutes and 39 seconds left to go here in the game. Again, I'd like to send a special shout out to Dusty Litzter, who is just back from his vacation today. We hope he enjoyed it. We miss him, and we hope that he enjoyed his time off. We're excited to get him back on the air on Friday. And he's going to have a dandy. Lehigh against Skyridge, the war of West 3rd Street as Ladua misses that three. Compton chasing down the rebound. In transition, got caught up in the air. Goodfellow swings it cross court. Papke, who just checked in as well. And they'll swing it back to Johnson, who fakes and drives and floats. Iliak able to get the offensive rebound. Smartly will throw it back out. Papke pull up. And a foul. Foul called on Chachi Pan for the hand check and for the landing underneath the shooter. That's his 4th personal foul. It's already the 4th team foul called on West here in this quarter. Papke to the line, puts up the first shot. It's good. Every free throw this season made by the Alta Hawks is presented by Door to Door Millionaire. Pest control, solar, and alarm companies are the only home service industries benefiting from door-to-door sales. Find out how Day-to-Day Millionaire can help your home service company build a successful door-to-door program. You heard the cheering for Jax Johnson. His night is done. And Boston Gray, the junior, has checked in, which means the bench is probably going to be emptied here in the next few minutes. Cornet driving, and a foul on the aforementioned Boston Gray.
Now the play was assessed number 10, Boston Gray, his first in the quarter at the line for the Panthers.
DeMarcus Cornet now to the line to shoot 2. Sends it skyward, first shot is short. Rewind Sports Network's coverage of high school basketball continues next week on Tuesday. Don't miss the game of the season as Quincy Lewis and Lehigh returns to Lone Peak for the first time in almost 5 years. What a night that's going to be in Highland, Utah. Don't miss a minute of that action next Tuesday on the Rewind Sports Network. It's all part of the final week of the regular season. What a game that is going to be between Lehigh and Lone Peak. So many emotions. As, again, Quincy Lewis, the author of one of the most dominant eras in Utah high school basketball history. 12 years at the school, over 300 wins, and a Max Preps national championship. And now he gets to go back to Lone Peak for the first time since then. And what a reception that's going to be waiting for him amongst all the partisan fans as that basket goes, but it's not going to count. Foul on the floor as Ladua was driving to the basket. Foul called on Carter Goodfellow, his first. On the curl, here's Albertson on the inbound, matched up pretty well by Gray. On the block, here's Gatwick. Threw that pass a little bit in front, but a foul.
On the play, this foul's on number 24, Carter Goodfellow, his second.
Carter Goodfellow picks up the foul, his second, with 4:56 to go here in the game. Alexander Timolip flying solo here this evening with Mike Christensen on the camera and Jude Christensen tagging along for the ride as Ladua is fouled. So after not having a lot of whistles all night, we're having a few now. I guess I shouldn't have said anything. But again, credit the West Panthers. They have been able to grind it out and keep it close, within 20 points for the majority of the game outside of this last few minutes. As Ladua steps up and hits the first. It also makes you wonder that West their record really doesn't show how competitive they are playing in such a difficult region with the likes of Brighton and Alta and Brighton and Olympus in the region as well. Makes it so hard to compete. As Gray, nice dish, Doliak, count it, and one. Great dish from Boston Gray that time to get the hoop +1.
This foul's on number 15, Eli Albertson.
Eli Albertson called for the foul. Chachi Pan checks back in with 4.
At the line for the Hawks, number 15.
Carter Doliak, another one of the seniors, will head to the free throw line for another day-to-day millionaire free throw, which he cannot hit, but the offensive rebound is captured there from Compton on the ricochet. Papke. Doliak back to Compton. Gray charging downhill, back to Goodfellow, 15 on the shot clock. Spins, nice move, but it's ejected from the rim, and the rebound by Ladua. Here comes Chachi Pan. Approaching 4 minutes to go here in the game as Jax Johnson will come in for his last appearance here at home in the regular season. You'd assume Dash Reiser's night is finished. Nice dish to Gatwick. He is fouled on the way up by Papke. That's the 5th foul on Alta, so West and Alta will both be in the bonus from here on out. And what has been a very competitive one here this evening. Scoreline really doesn't show it, but give credit to the West Panthers. They've hung in there. But Alta's pool of talent just too good in the end as Gatwick misses the free throw. I'd like to remind you, at the end of tonight's game, we'll be selecting our choice for the Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game, presented by the full-service law firm that is committed to winning for you, the client. Heidemann & Associates, the proud law firm sponsor of the Rewind Sports Network. As going 1 for 2 there is Gatwick. Under 4 minutes left now here in the game. Underneath Doliak, the reverse, nice play.
Doliak with the reverse layup.
And this now is the largest lead of the night for the Alta Hawks, who will improve to 21-1 on the season following this, what is looking more and more likely to be a victory here tonight. Albertson, tough pull-up shot. Left that one short. The rebound captured there by Doliak. Doliak taking it all the way. Lost control of it on the way up, though. Here comes Pan. Chachi Pan goes strong with a left hand and scores. So a 4-point swing. Doliak missing the dunk on the other end. Lost control of it on the way up, it looked like, as Pan got in his vision. Anyway, Matt McKay now getting set to check in. Johnson back to Compton for 3. Off the back heel, Chachi Pan the rebound. 3-on-1 coming to center. Cornet, double pump. Nice finish. Under 2.5 minutes to go. Boston Gray for 3. That doesn't go. Gatwick the rebound. Here comes Pan. And a timeout is quickly called here by Dwayne Boudreau with 2.5 minutes left officially here in the game. Jackson Lindgren and Matt McKay checking in at this timeout, which sees Alta up by 18 as we head down the stretch. One more time, I'd like to give you a scoreboard update as we head down the stretch of this one here tonight. Mountain Ridge has just come back to take a 4-point lead on Copper Hills. They lead 54-50 down the stretch of the fourth quarter. And Davis and Layton, wouldn't you know it, are all tied at 66 late in regulation time. Here it's a 18-point game here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Alexander Timlip flying solo with you this evening with Mike Christensen and Jude Christensen along for the ride. Eli Albertson will inbound coming out of the timeout. Inbound comes into Chachi Pan. He's carried much of the load here tonight for the West Panthers, and he's done an amazing job of doing so. Here's DeMarcus Cornet. 13 on the shot clock. Good defense on a turnover. Lindgren to the basket. Rushed it a little bit. Rebound Gatwick. Actually, that's Luke Roberts who checked into the last time out as Albertson hits the three. All the reserves are in now here for the Alta Hawks as Roberts threw up a wild shot, but McKay able to clean up the board. Zach Papke in as well. Also, Jackson Langford in as well. So all the reserves are in here for Alta. And as we approach a minute 30 to go here on the senior night. Albertson step back for three, left that short. McKay gets the rebound. Here comes Langford. Bounce for Gray. Tough pull-up shot going away from the basket. That doesn't go. Fight for the rebound. Langford has it. And then Papke loses control of it, but McKay able to find it. Scrap for the rebound, and again, it's Albertson coming up with it with under 1 minute to play here in the game. Sue almost fumbled that along the baseline. Albertson, nice dish to Cornet, and he gets the roll. 66-51. And we'll see if Alta wants to take one more shot. They will. McKay able to lay it up and in. And this will, in all likelihood, be the final possession of tonight's game. 68-51 on this Alta Hawks senior night. Albertson kicks it back. Chachi Pan for three. Leaves it short. Rebound comes to McKay. And this one is Powell. That's the end of the game tonight. Alta leads from wire to wire, and they don't look back. 68-51. The 23rd ranked team in the nation cruises right to their 21st win of the season. Time to name our Heidemann Associates Player of the Game, presented by the full-service law firm that's committed to winning for you, the client. Well, being that it's senior night, we can't pick one tonight. We're going to say all the Alta Hawks seniors, Goodfellow, Doliak, Jax Johnson, Ace Reiser, and Bo Compton. They are all our Heidemann and Associates Players of the Game because they are the graduating senior class. Congratulations to all of them, and also congratulations to the West Panthers as well for their seniors on a fantastic season. That's it for us here this evening, folks. We'll be back on Friday night. Tyler Gibb and I will, as Corner Canyon takes on Copper Hills. You can watch the rest of the games now and on demand on KSLSports.com and on our YouTube channel at Rewind Sports Network. For Mike Christensen and Jude Christensen tonight, I'm Alexander Timolip. This has been another exclusive presentation of Alta Hawks basketball presented by Opal Luxury Services. Until we meet again, folks, take care of one another. Aloha from Utah, and have a good night.